Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we have 24 balance changes which are going to be arriving in-game tomorrow with a maintenance. This just kind of just dropped out of the blue. I was kind of anticipating no balance changes until the next update, but let's just fly through them then. No waffling. Let's jump into the buffs. 2 brawlers have received buffs, and Clancy has received 5 buffs in total. So, start off with his base health. It's going from 7,000 to 7,600, which is a meaty 9% buff, which is actually quite substantial when you think about it. He's just going to be able to sustain life a lot better. I really like this one. His stage 3 attack spread has gone from 250 to 100. So, essentially, his spread was really wide, right? And you basically get no value out of the 2 wide shots. Now, this has been decreased by 60%. So, it's essentially a buff because you're going to be able to more frequently hit those outer projectiles, which I really like. His main attack range has gone from 23 to 25, so that's a 9% buff to his overall attack range. His snappy shooting gadget cooldown has been reduced by 3 seconds, and his other gadget, tactical retreat, so the dash gadget, has been reduced from 16 seconds to 13 seconds. So 5 buffs in total. This is really going to help out Clancy. I can really see Clancy being a super underrated brawler now. There is kind of a shortfall of tank counts in the meta, so there's a couple. I think Clancy definitely will be at the top of the meta. Second brawler that's receiving a buff is Gigi, and she's receiving 3 buffs, which, to be honest, I'm a little bit unsure about. She needs a lot of buffs because she's probably the worst brawler in the game, right? So starting off with her trait, her supercharge is being increased by 15%. So her super's just you're gonna get it a lot more frequently through the projectiles in and around your circle, which is nice. I mean, 15% actually is quite a substantial amount, so she'll get supers more frequently. Her disappearing act gadgets, her invisibility gadget, the cooldown's being reduced by 3 seconds. That gadget's just terrible anyway. That's not going to help out. Her Pele protection star power now activates after 2 seconds without taking damage. It was 3 seconds without taking damage. So, yeah, the star power might be more effective. Essentially, with Gigi, she's just going to be getting supers way more frequently. I don't think this is enough to push her up too much, but I think it'll be a nice change. I think she'll no longer be F tier, but I don't really see her being too much higher. So now the exciting part, and this is probably what they wanted to tackle the most, especially with a mid-season balance change. I'd rather them fix a lot of the broken brawlers rather than buff some of the bad ones. So starting off with Naja, she's receiving 2 nerfs already, which is fantastic. Is it going to be enough to push her from the best brawler in the game by far right now to something somewhat balanced? Probably not, but let's have a look. Main attack is receiving 2 nerfs, and these are quite hefty nerfs when you think about it. So her first hit damage, so when you fly out the attack first before the snake is then released, that damage is going from 800 to 600, which isn't really a lot when you think about it. Most of the time with Naja, you are hitting the snake damage just because you're trying to keep your range against players, right? So 25% nerf, yeah, it's okay. But the second hit damage, so the snake, so after you shoot out the vase, there's a snake that comes out. It normally deals 1,600 damage. That is going to 1,200. So again, a 25% nerf. But I don't know. I'm not that impressed, even though that's 2 25% nerfs. Maybe that actually catches up to them. People don't realize. I don't know, her supercharge rate is really fast. I think it only takes like 4 hits to get your super. Her gadget is still really annoying. Her super deals a ton of damage and is really toxic. So I still easily see Naja being an S tier brawler in the meta. There's just no chance she'll be removed from the S tier with these nerfs, in my opinion, because she still has insane range. Her auto aim is still incredibly easy to hit. Her super deals so much damage, like I said. Yeah, she's still going to be S tier, but some nice nerfs. It's receiving 2 nerfs, one of them being a bug fix, finally, after a month. And another one to his insta poison gadgets. The first one, main attack projectile speed, is being reduced. It's just being reverted. He got a, what, 8%, something stupid attack speed buff. I don't know why that happened, how that happened. I don't know why that wasn't, like, literally fixed with the first maintenance you saw. Because it literally made Crow probably the best brawler in the game, or one of the best brawlers in the game with Brawl and Naja. Yeah, he was uncounterable in ranked. He was just insta-banned all the time for me. So yeah, that'll be a nice change. And his insta-poison gadget going from 15 seconds to 20 second in cooldown. So insta-poison, a lot of people were just saying it was bad. It really wasn't bad. It is so good at stopping the opponents from regenerating. This is nice. You're still going to be poisoned a lot. Yeah, I still think Crow will be an S tier brawler because of the buffies and everything, but I think he'll actually be counterable a little bit now. Bibi is next on the nerf list, and she's receiving 3 nerfs, which is great. Everybody that plays ladder, especially Brawl, is rejoicing right now. So, 3 nerfs. Starting off with supercharge rate. It's going from 100 to 90. That's a 10% nerf to her supercharge rate. Her hypercharge rate is going from 50 to 40. So, essentially, it would normally take her 2 supers to get her hypercharge. It would now require 2.5 supers to gain her hypercharge. But it's actually an even bigger nerf because it now takes her longer to get that supercharge. So, her super, sorry. So, yeah, it's going to take even longer to get a hypercharge. So 2 nerfs there. And then Vitamin Booster Gadget, the cooldown has gone from 15 seconds to 20 seconds. So some really big nerfs to Bibi. Her hypercharge Buffy hasn't been touched for whatever reason, I don't know. But some big nerfs. I still probably see Bibi being an S tier or top of A tier brawler. She definitely isn't going to be dropping from A tier. So we have Bull, and he's receiving 4 nerfs, and he's the most problematic brawler in the game for me, especially in ranked, because Naja just couldn't even use her in ranked right now. But Bull is just so broken, and he's receiving some nice nerfs. First one, base health, going from 10,600 to 10,000, so a 6% nerf, which is pretty nice. 600 health being removed from him. Yeah, that's pretty nice, right? So just allowing him to get taken down easier, especially without his hypercharge. A hypercharge rate is being reduced from 2.8 supers to 3.3 supers, so it's going to take a whole half a super to get his hypercharge. Again, that's fantastic. His hypercharge is done broken. His hypercharge Buffy, his damage fall off from main attack is being increased by 50%. So yeah, it's going to be dealing 50% less damage with his hypercharge Buffy attack, which is fantastic. His hypercharge Buffy done broken. Absolutely one of the best abilities I've ever seen in the game's history. Honestly, you could snipe people across the map with Bull. You could like 2-shot so many brawlers with it. So this is great news. And his Stomper Gadget stun and slow duration has been reduced from 2 seconds to 1 second. I don't even think it was 2 seconds. It felt like a 3-second stun. It was done broken. So these are a lot of nerfs to Bull. They didn't actually nerf his heal gadget, especially on the high safe. I still think Bull would be like an S tier brawler in the meta. He will still be great, but just nowhere near as broken. Chloe is receiving a nerf, and it's quite a big nerf. His main attack range is going from 24 to 20, so essentially, all you need to know is that it's been nerfed by 17%. So Glober, if you guys were unaware, in the monthly finals, he was always one of the most banned brawlers inside of a game. I've been telling you guys for a very long time that he is insanely strong. As soon as the map opened up, you just couldn't really stop a Glober. You couldn't really run away from a Glowy as well because of his movement speed as well. It just felt like he would never detach from you, which is just crazy. So it's going to be a lot harder for Glowy to get within your range, which is nice. I think you can actually finally counter Glowy now. I still foresee him being like a meta brawler, but nowhere near as strong as before. Spike is receiving 1 nerf, and that's to his main attack damage. It's quite a substantial nerf. His main attack damage is going from 1,080 to 980. So that's a 9% nerf to his main attack damage. That is really big. I mean, he's still one of the few brawlers with buffies, right? But I can see this actually having a big impact on Spike in the meta. It was way too versatile, especially with both gadgets. You just first pick him pretty much in every situation. So yeah, I think slowly and steadily people will realize that Spike isn't good anymore after this nerf. It's receiving 2 nerfs, and both of them to her gadgets. So the first one with Acid Spray, the cooldown is being reduced from 12 seconds. Well, it's been increased, sorry, from 12 seconds to 16 seconds. So 4-second nerf. Honestly, should probably be bumped up a little bit more. That Acid Spray gadget is so toxic. It deals so much damage. It slows them. It's just a broken ability being able to shoot it through a wall. Yeah, I'm glad they nerfed it. I did want that nerf even like earlier, but yeah, we got it now. Friend Zoner as well, damage reduced from 500 to 250. That's not really going to do too much. Ems is still going to be a pretty strong brawler inside of the meta. She's not anything crazy, but she is still an S tier brawler. Yeah, I mean, nice nerfs. And the final nerf we're going to be talking about is Rico's nerf. So Rico is receiving a main attack damage nerf from 640 per bullet to 600, which is 6% nerf. So I will say in ranked, he is pretty easy to counter. You can pick a Cole, Ruffs, or something along those lines to counter him. But within ladder, especially Brawl, there's so many good Rico maps. And I just hated his unload speed buff. It just made him really toxic and just, yeah, annoying to face off against. Again, he wasn't like an S tier brawler in the meta. I would say he's like a low A tier brawler in the meta, but I did say that Rico is really problematic in ladder and just deserves a bit of a nerf. And they also made a bug fix with Spike, just 1 bug fix. So basically where his popping pin cushion Buffy gadget dealt less damage than the non-buffied version. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't even notice that, to be honest. There's a lot more bugs that I was hoping would be fixed, especially with Leon's gadget. If you guys didn't know, Leon's gadget with his smoke trail star power, you just get an insane speed boost, and you would also stay invisible for a little while. So that was the biggest bug that needed to be fixed. They didn't fix it, which is unfortunate, but we got a lot of changes, which is really nice. Yeah, so I'm not too sure whether I'll be doing a video tomorrow. It's my mom's 50th birthday, so maybe if I wake up early, I can test out the balance changes. So yeah, don't expect to stream tomorrow, but I will be giving you guys the latest meta information as soon as possible for you guys. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what balance changes I missed out on, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.